and welcome to Blindformers. I'm your host, Blind Prime, and this is my co-host, Cream the Cat. Today, I will be informing you verbally on how to transform Transformers Studio Series Gamerverse WFC Seeker mold. I have two versions of the Seeker mold right here in front of me, and we will be this will be an instructional video on how to transform them from robot mode to vehicle mode, and as many steps as it takes. Here on Blindformers and Blind Prime, we are all about raising awareness for the blind and the visually impaired through alternative means and methods, and this is including to, but not limited to, Transformers and the verbal instructional videos, because if you're like me and you're blind, then that little piece of paper that comes with your transformer means absolutely nothing to you. You just kind of go, neat. I'm not going to unfold this because I'm scared I may fold it back incorrectly, so it just stays in the box or in the Ziploc container that you put them in when you throw away the box. I mean, I have a Ziploc container filled with instruction manuals that I've already thrown the boxes away for. So for today, we're going to be explaining this fun Seeker mold. I call it the Seeker mold because I'm forgetting which one is Starscream and which one is Skywarp. So we're just going to do this one here and sit back in your favorite chair with your version of the WFC Seeker mold from Gamerverse. Specifically from Gamerverse, because there's like two different Seeker molds that are like Tetra Fighter things. So check it out. Yeah, enjoy. And Cream may interrupt, but he's sleeping. That's one of his three jobs. He sleeps, he interrupts, and he knocks things off the table. He is currently in sleep phase. So let's hurry up and do this before he gets into interruption phase. So first off, what you want to do when you're transforming this guy is you want to take his toesy woesies and you want to fold them in. You just both of his toes, fold them in. We're good. Next step, and I do these parts first because they just seem to be helpful. So in the inline of his leg, on the inside of his leg, you're going to find there's a panel. There's a seam you can feel, and there's a hinge. If you feel towards where his heel would be, right where this little bit is sticking out, feel down towards the inside of the leg, and you'll find there's a cut. Down really close to this ankle tilt, there's a cut in the plastic. And there you can stick your thumbnail or a fingernail and pull up a panel off the side of the leg. Now that we got that panel up, we're going to kind of break the leg, but we're breaking it sideways. So this always creeps me out whenever I do it because I can't help but imagine, a sports injury. So you're going to make him have a sports injury, and which means something like this, like, oh, good God, a doctor saying that's just going to go, ooh. It's just terrible. So there's one side of the leg has this panel folded out, all right? And you want to make sure you pull the rest of the leg away from that panel, and that's how you break it. It's going to take a little force. You got to give it a little force there. Hold the thigh in one hand so that you don't rip the leg off, and hold the lower leg in the other hand. Then once you break it, you got to push down. It's a stiff hinge. It's a really, really stiff hinge. You just push it all the way down till it clicks. And then this piece is just going to fold over kind of loosely. It doesn't really connect back in anymore. It just sits there now. Okay, that's its new living spot, and that's where it's going to live. So next step, over here to the other leg. We're going to do the same exact thing. Pull up that panel, and now we're going to grab the thigh in one hand and the lower leg in the other. We're just gonna break it. Break it. Good grief. This is like the hardest part of this transformation. Getting this stupid leg to. There it goes. Okay, final. I had to move the knee down in order to unlock it. Okay. Now let's go ahead and fold this back. Come on. Get in there. Good God. I wish the arm connection for that stupid gun was as stiff as these joints are here. There's the click we're looking for. And now you fold those panels down, and they're just going to sit there. But the leg clicked into place, and I really like that. I like that click. You can feel the click. You can hear the click. It's a wonderful click. Now, we got to make sure we get this correct. So use your fingernail and feel on the inside of the leg. And there's two sides to this. So we're going to feel around, and we're going to look for a slit in the plastic. Okay? We got to find that slit in the plastic to make sure we get this correct. There it is. All right? So there's this part with the knee, and the part with the kneecap does not have a cut in the plastic. So the part with the kneecap that you can feel with the lower leg, you feel up there, and there's that little kneecap thing, the little knee brace. That side, you want to face towards the ground. And think about the other side as being the top of the flight mode. So when you feel on that, you'll find there's a ridge that comes up, and it like goes down in a little cliff face kind of thing, and you want to feel in there, and you'll find that there's a little rectangular slot cut out of the plastic, and that slot is important. So we want to make sure we've got everything lined up so that these two inner panels are facing each other. These little leg panels that we unfolded, they're facing each other. Those slots are facing upwards. There's one on each side. And then we're going to come over here to the other side of the Transformer, his backpack, and we're going to unfold the backpack. Now that we've unfolded the backpack, we can unfold the backpack one more time. But first, we've got to take his little winglings on the sides, and we're going to spin them around. But we also got to unfold them. They're doing two things at the same time. So we got to take and find the fold and unfold it. This is a little difficult because I got a hangnail on my thumb. Hurts. You want to unfold the little wingling, and it's going to come all the way down and across. It's going to actually fold into a nice little shape. So we're going to do the same with the other side. You want to take this little side of the backpack wing thing, little vent action going on there and stuff, and we're going to unfold it. All right, we're just going to unfold it. It's a sandwich together, and then once we unfold it, we're going to rotate it around and go ahead and fold these two wings up. It's going to just assist you a bit with transformation. It's going to keep those wings kind of out of the way because they're already getting in the way with the stupid arm. Oh my god, there it goes. Okay. The clearances on this are pretty tight, just letting you know. Now, take the backpack that has these two little winglings on top of it, wing things, and unfold it one more time, and then reach in here, and you're going to unfold these two pieces that were sitting on either side of his head, but the ones on either side of his head were too small for the vehicle mode, so you have to fold up bigger ones. I know, kind of annoying, but oh well, it's slightly a faux former, and you want to fold that down so that those big ones cover the small ones, and you get a nicer feel, nicer kind of look to the figure. Then come up here to the top and twist each of these winglings 180 degrees so that the edges are connected together and you make this nice sweet triangle. Next step, come down here over to the legs. Oh wait, let's not do that next step yet. Make sure you have the side bits that are unfolded lined up around on each side of this backpack that we've unfolded and made a big triangle on top of. And that's just going to lay there for now because we may need the flexibility of this in order to complete the transformation. So now we're going to come up here to these arms and we're going to break his arms. Oh yeah, we can't break his arms yet. We've got to first unfold the canopy. So come down here to his waist and pull up on his chest from the waist. The hinge for that is right around his neck area. Next step, grab his head and pull his head upwards like you're trying to pull it off, but don't pull it off. Just pull it up a little bit. That's a stiff joint. And once you're done, he can look over, high shelves. He's got a very thin neck. It's almost a pencil neck. Now that part is done, reach underneath the canopy. Rotate the canopy up just slightly, and then reach under here, and you'll find that there is a folded up nose cone. And this nose cone can be a little difficult to get out, but I find that if you feel all the way down towards there, you can find the shape of the nose cone, and you can kind of get into the point of the nose cone with a fingertip and pull it all the way up and out. And when you do that, you actually have some space revealed underneath it. Let's grab that piece up, pull that up, the canopy all the way up, and then Mr. Head is going to get rotated 180 degrees because I like the idea of the head kind of looking out the canopy. That one's fun to me. And we're going to fold the big long neck and the head in there and then close the canopy. And so the head's like towards the front of the canopy. I just think that's neat. Next step, come over here to these little shoulder, the little collarbone pieces. And you want to rotate each of those 90 degrees so that little slope is facing towards the back of the plane. And then we're going to finish picking this up. It's just going to go all the way up, and it's going to snap into place and make a very solid connection right there. And I really like that. Next step, now we can move these little arms around, and we got to rotate the arms 180 degrees so that his hands would be facing towards the ceiling. And next step is to finish the back assembly now that all this is done. So we're going to pull back the backpack, and we're going to come back here over here to this little area, the little slot that we talked about before. And on the backpack, you'll find that there's this little kind of peg thing, a big rectangle bit, like a tooth sticking out from the underside of the little triangle wing area. And that is going to fit directly into that slot we were talking about earlier. So if you lined it up correctly and you found it with your fingertip, you can slide it in. And it should just kind of go. Did you go? Look at that. Look at that. Hey now. Are you in? No. No, it's not. Sometimes. There it goes. Perfect. Excellent. Now it's going to make a very stiff area. I like that. I love it when a transformer does that, where you create a very rigid structure. I appreciate that. It doesn't. I don't like my vehicles being floppy. All right, now we're going to rotate these wing bits down on each side, and on his shoulders, his shoulder blades had two little wings on them, kind of a bigger wing and a smaller wing, and we're going to thread the wing from the backpack that's now kind of facing forwards a bit. We're going to thread that between each of them, so on each side, and then we're going to lower the arms down and kind of trace the wing as it's a guidepost for us lowering these arms down. There it goes. And it gets kind of squeezed in there at the bottom. Go in, squeeze in there at the bottom. Good job, arms. Good job. Next step, we're going to come and do, honestly, the hardest part. And it's only the hardest part because this arm is just such a floppy mess. We got to feel on the arms, and we can find the connection point. I just got to locate it. So feel around until you find, where is it? There it is. Okay. Now find the other arm, find the connection point there. One arm, the solid arm has a solid connector, and it's a little nubbin that sticks out, and then the arm that's floppy has a little slot to plug that into. Next step, we're just going to lower these arms down, and they're just going to kind of squeeze all the way down into the undercarriage of this vehicle mode. There we go. There we go. Now, many people like to make fun of, like, robots in disguise, though. Like, no. When they were on Cybertron, they weren't robots in disguise because they were Cybertronians. It's only when they were on Earth that they were robots in disguise. Now, or any other alien planet where they didn't want to be discovered. Now, make sure those two arm bits are slotted into place appropriately. And if you feel up here, you can find that the two vent edges on them actually kind of line up with this square hole and act as an intake for all the engine stuff right behind the canopy. I like that. I think it's kind of cool, and I think it's kind of fun. And yeah, that's how you do it. Once you make sure everything's together, make sure it's all lined up, and for some reason, nope, that worked on each side. I threaded it correctly. There we are. A wonderful little Tetra fighter. That's not the same as the ones from G1, but a nice homage to them. Now, he's got two siege pegs on his back, or ports on his back, so we can take each of these guys, and we can plug in the missile pod on one side, and we can plug in Starscream's sniper rifle on the other. So Skywarp's missile pod and Starscream's sniper rifle. Come on, sniper rifle. There we go. And I like that Starscream sniper rifle has this slight tilt to it, so that when you plug it in on the correct side, it actually kind of folds into the wings, the little triangle wing bit at the top. But that is how you transform Transformers Studio Series Gamerverse WFC Seeker mold. I think it's a fun transformation. It's a little wonky, but it does some really cool things. And it does things that we've seen before, just in a new way. This transformation, I'm going to say, is decently complicated. And though it's not as fun as I would like it to be because of all the stiff areas, some of those joints are really stiff and they pinch my fingers, and I don't really like that. I think that, the snaps are important, and I like the snaps in the legs. But for the most part, I'm really feeling a B+ on this transformation. This transformation gets a B+ from me. It's decent, but at the same time, there's areas that are too stiff, and then there's areas that are too loose. Like some things need to get loosened up, and some things need to get tightened down. It comes together as a big, solid piece, though, and that's always something I appreciate, and that's why it gets a B plus, because the transformation is kind of fun. It's just it's a little troublesome for the fingertips. I know I only have this hangnail because this thing yanked out a piece of my thumbnail while I was trying to transform it the other day. But that's enough for me for today. I hope all of you out there are having a wonderful day. Stay warm out there. It's a cold one. It's like 33 degrees here. And I'm in Central Florida. It's snowing in Pensacola. I just wanted to mention that, just in case you weren't aware. Gulf Shores has snow, and Pensacola has snow. My hometown has snow, and I don't have any. Oh well. Until next time, bye bye for now.